In this video, I'm going to show you how to design your own drum samples. You really don't need to make your own. There's plenty of places online you can go to download drum samples, but I think it's fun to get experimental and make new sounds. So let's do it. To start, we're going to listen to a real drum kit to figure out what sounds we want to replicate. Each drum fills up a certain frequency range. We want to record sounds that are going to match those frequency ranges, or at least come close. And we can do some effects that will get us closer. It'll also help to have a lot of different options that we can layer together that will make a lot fuller sounds. Let's do it. Okay, here you can clearly see all the clips I've recorded. I've gone ahead and thrown a limiter on the master bus, not to squash it at all, but just to keep it from clipping. And here I've selected my favorite takes. It's a good idea to save a copy of all the recordings just in case you want to use a different one. Edit your clips so that they have a short fade in and a longer fade out. Here I've organized my kick hits into low, mid, and high. And I've gone ahead and colored my tracks. I've also organized my snare hits and hi-hat hits and the other stuff. The 5 most important effects that I'm going to be using will be time stretching, EQ, saturation and distortion, and compression. If you just experiment with those effects, you're going to come up with something good. But look at what I do and see if you can replicate it, and honestly, probably make something better than I do. Here I've gone and shifted the pitch of a couple of the drum samples down so that they sound more like a kick drum, and put on an EQ to make them match a little bit better to each other. The exact plugin settings you use really doesn't matter. It just matters what it sounds like and if they blend together. Little distortion, saturation. Bit of limiting to kind of tame those peaks. This was kind of loud and out of control. Take out some low end and the higher kick sound. Here I've routed all of my kick drums to a kick drum bus and then slapped a compressor on there, as you can hear. I wasn't getting quite enough low end, so I went ahead and pitched down that low kick sound. Made it nice and fat. Let's do a bit of pitch shifting on our snare samples. And time stretching on the low hit. Sounds pretty good. A little bit of distortion, tiny bit of saturation, a little bit of noise to make it kind of sound like the rattling of the bottom snare. Oh yeah, there we go. Nice and snappy. I think I'm gonna go ahead and throw an EQ on here. And a bit of compression. Just to glue those sounds together, make it sound like one. And I'm gonna take out that low snare. Yeah, that sounds better. To be honest, I'm not great at designing hi-hats, so we'll see how this goes. Ooh. Yeah, a little distortion. It's kind of snary, but let's see if we can blend it together. There we go. Oh man, that distortion really adds a lot of that fuzz. There's a frequency in there I do not like. I'm gonna yank it out. All right, listen to the difference. Oh man. All right, let's compress those two together in our hi-hat bus. All right, so I've now organized my drum samples into a little beat and thrown the shaker and bell into the mix. A little compression, which again just glues the sounds together like a 2-to-1 ratio. Let's mess with this shaker a little bit. Okay. Little flanger. I don't know how to pronounce that. All right, let's distort this bell a little bit, make it sound a little interesting. Or more interesting, I guess. Okay, a little EQ. Oh, there it is. I slowed it down and pitch shifted down. All right, so I'm pretty much done here. I'm just going to go ahead and add some finishing touches like reverb, delay, that sort of thing. I'm going to run through it pretty fast. You can pause and you look at the settings that I used, but I didn't put everything in. I'll probably make some sort of drum mixing video at some point, but for now, just listen and enjoy. Thank you so much for watching my video on drum sound design. If you liked what you heard, go ahead and give me a like. If you thought I skipped over something or you didn't quite understand something I said, go ahead and leave me a comment or a private message and I'll see what I can do to help you out.